another one, yeah. It's a first one, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
Good evening. Welcome to iBoxingHub. I go by the name of BNG, featuring yours truly, Trey. What's good?
Well, good, cuz I'm just obviously just finished watching the Chelsea versus City game. Tremendous match. So I'm just full of energy right now. But boxing is where we're at right now. And firstly, I just want to just give a shout out to the viewers, everyone tuning into the show, everyone supporting the shows. Really, really do appreciate it. And on Monday, we've actually got a special treat for those that have been, following the channel. So Green Diamond Boxing, Aisha, has a show on Monday. It's live with Too Sharp, Denzel Bentley. And that's going to be exciting because he's obviously come to the channel. He's blessed our channel. Now he's coming back. And Aisha's going to have the honor of interviewing him. So massive shout out. And also massive shout out to Rico, Rah as well. Rah's doing some tremendous work. He was in Brighton, for the event. And yeah, let's just get started because we've got a lot to talk about. First
of all, I want to big up Harlem Eubank with his victory winning on Friday with the 11th round stoppage. Yesterday's event, the Zones event, the Next New Gen. It was a good show, in fact. The main event, well, everybody knows what happened in the main event. It was a tight one. Don't think Masood should have got the win. That's just my personal opinion. I understand he's been out of the ring for like over a year and so, but hey, he got the job done eventually. Well, I'm a bit concerned with Eubank Senior because obviously, he's mentioned before that he wants Harlem to challenge Conor Benn. He doesn't want Conor Benn to challenge his son Junior. In a way, I understand because what he's saying is that Harlem 147, Conor Benn is 147. Conor Benn going up to 160, it's not really good for him because if he goes to 160, he could potentially be damaging his body. But then at the same time, he says that it's a risk for his son because what he's saying is that Eubank Jr. is actually 168 and he's coming down to 160. So I don't know. I mean, what's your initial thoughts? Do you think, do you think the fight should happen, or do you think Conor Benn should perhaps, challenge Enes Boots because he's the now new crowned IBF welterweight champion? There's a lot to talk about.
Oh, there's so much to talk about, cuz, and that's why I feel like it's an honor. And also forgot to shout out Al Heyman behind the cameras as well, doing a tremendous job on his end as well. Aisha, big up to you. I just saw your comment. Thank you for tuning in. And Tony Ellis is obviously saying Masood has been obviously out the ring for a year and had COVID 3 weeks ago. Yeah, of course, that's we obviously know what happened in that event. But in regards to what you're saying for the Eubank versus Benn potential fight, so I understand what Senior's saying from a boxing perspective. Junior is obviously a 160 fighter / 168 fighter. Benn is obviously a 147 fighter, and I believe from the interview that I watched yesterday online from Benn, he obviously said that he's not going to be making 160 for that fight. So the max he's going to be going up to is probably in between 154 to 156. So already there, he's not going to, make the weight as well. So from a fantasy perspective, from looking at both fathers, the fantasy, the fact that this is sons fighting in a ring, it's a tremendous event, and it's a big event for both fighters financially. But from a boxing perspective, I do get what Senior's saying. It makes more sense now. Harlem Eubank, Conor Benn, 147, best of the British.
Yeah, I get all that, but the thing is, Benn doesn't see any value in Harlem, And I understand, don't get me wrong, but then again, Harlem could be a risk. Do you know what I mean? So the way I see it, Ben's like what, 27. If he fights Eubank, win or lose, and still, according to him, yay, nay.
Yeah, which Eubank you talking about? You talking about Harlem Eubank, or you talking about Chris Eubank?
So Ben challenging Harlem, fighting Harlem, there's no value. So and it's a risk because he can potentially get beaten. But then him fighting Eubank Jr., you know, win or lose, he can still challenge for a world title.
Yeah, no, definitely. From a financial or commercial perspective, for Conor Benn, it's a win-win. Like, it's a win because he's going to be paid handsomely, and two, Palama's music's obviously saying big up the dreadlocks, big up, man, big up. And then also, two, it's going to be a good challenge. Like, this is going to be basically based on what Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn's saying. This is what the public want. They want to see Junior versus Ben. They want to see born rivals. They want to see this. It's become more personal because of the back and forth between both guys on social media. But then you kind of understand where Senior's coming from now, because he's looking at his nephew. He's thinking, you know, he's 147 and Conor Benn is 147. That's where his strengths are. And he's thinking, let's get it on. But cuz I agree with what you're saying. It's a high risk, low rewards kind of fight, like what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, on to next news. Terence Crawford. So he's been stripped from the IBF. That's mad. I find it crazy. I mean, right, he's now, well, he was the undisputed champion. He's no longer going to be fighting at 147, so he might as well vacate all of the belts. What's the point of holding on to the belts? Because if he's fighting Errol Spence, they won't be fighting at 147. They'll be fighting at 154.
Yeah, with that scenario, it's a bit of a crazy one. And look, Palama's music saying Father Chris will be there in Saudi. I hope, look, just for the sake of the family, I just want to see, if that fight does happen, I want to see Senior and Junior's corner. If it doesn't happen, look, I'm happy seeing Senior with the nephew. Regardless, it's great to see, you know, Harlem's progression, and now with Senior in his corner, he's gonna take him to the next level, man. But the Crawford situation, I think it's good for Boots Ennis. Similar situation to Tim Tszyu and Charlo, when Charlo had to relinquish one of his belts. And look, I think it just frees up the division. This is what we kind of want to see for the heavyweights in a way. We just want that conclusion, undisputed, and then spread out the belts so that everyone, you know, gets an opportunity to win.
But heavyweight's different because the thing is, Terence Crawford, 147, right? He's now moving up to 154. Now, I'm just a bit confused on why has he still got the belts? Why not just vacate? Because him fighting Errol Spence in rematch, the belts won't be on the line. It's the same as thingy. What's his name? Haney. He's got all the belts, right? Well, he had all the belts. I think the WBC stripped him. But yeah, he's fighting at 140 now. But again, he's still got the belts. Why not just vacate all the belts if he's moving up to 140? So this is where I get a bit confused. Why not just vacate the belts?
Yeah, no, definitely. And big up Lucy, you know, for just joining us on our channel. She's obviously saying it's Crawford's option for the rematch. They can still fight at 147. I do believe so, but with Spence don't want to fight at 147 anymore. Look, he's done a decade at that weight. I do believe, you know, he deserves now to just kind of fight at a weight now that he's more comfortable making. So I don't see Spence fighting at 147 again. So if this rematch was going to happen, I think it would happen at 154, and none of the titles are on the line. It's just more bragging rights, you know, to make it 1-1 or to make it 2-0.
But the rematch was supposed to happen this month.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
Yeah, look, obviously Lucy's saying it's hard to say if Spence can't make the weight, then he has to pass on a rematch. Look, I think it's quite obvious that Spence, he's done a decade at the weight now. I think he's at that point now where he wants to move up, maybe a new challenge for him and Derek James. And now that Charlo potentially, we don't know what's going to be happening with him. Is he going to go down to 154? Is he going to go down to 160? Is Jamal going to fight at 168? There's a lot happening in the division, so the camp's definitely going to be crazy. And look, Bukayo Saka, big up to you as well. You're saying time for Crawford to move up and become undisputed again. Look, we want to see greatness, and I would love for that to happen, of course. But it's all down to what the fighters want as well. So let's see what happens. But I know Tim Tszyu would welcome an opportunity to fight Errol Spence. So I think that would be a good fight at 154.
I want to see Tim Tszyu and Charlo.
Oh, that's what everyone wants to see, that, man. But I just think with that scenario, Charlo he's seeing that as a high risk, low rewards fight.
Well, to be fair, when you think of it, right, he was undisputed at 154, right, and he got stripped from is it WBO or IBF? I'm not too sure, but yeah. And him fighting Canelo, he jumped 2 weights at 168, right? He said he's gonna come back down to 154. So what I think should happen is, I think on Errol Spence v Crawford, on that undercard, they need to have Tim Tszyu and Charlo. Winner takes all. So whoever wins then challenges the winner of Crawford and Spence at 154.
Yeah, you know what? That would be a crazy card. Lucy, thank you for getting involved again. If Crawford ends up freeweight undisputed, you're talking about one of the greatest fighters of all time. Definitely. Look, Crawford has achieved great things in the sport. He can retire now if he wants. He's got nothing left to prove. But I guess he still has that itch for that one big fight. And he's probably looking at the Charlo fight, or he's probably looking at the Canelo fight. We don't know. So that's the excitement. That is the excitement right now. And Charlo will never fight on Crawford's undercard. Look, Bukayo Saka saying it, cuz.
Well, let's see. I mean, the only way I can see Crawford fighting Canelo, if that ever happens, is if Crawford beats Charlo. If Crawford beats Charlo, challenge Canelo.
Yeah,
it'll be a tough fight. One from 147 to 168. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, you know what, cuz you're 100% right, man. That would be a tough fight, but I can't lie. After just watching the All Access, just seeing David Benavidez and Bubu Andrade, man, this is gonna be a tremendous event. I just love Andrade's energy, man. I like his energy, man. He's upbeat. He's up for a fight as well. He talks a lot about his dad training him, from a young age, like his dad not knowing what to do, but, they're just still doing things, man. So I like it. Both guys have respect for each other. And I think the winner is the great opponent for Canelo. Yeah.
So you're saying Canelo has to challenge the winner?
Yeah, I would say, because if he's looking for the biggest fights in boxing, come on, even some of the Mexican legends, man, Barrera, Marquez, they're calling for Canelo Benavidez. They want to see that fight. You could do that in Cinco de Mayo easily. Like, everyone's going to be winning. Cinco de Mayo, Mexican Monster versus El Presidente, undisputed. Like, who's going to be the Mexican king? That's an easy promotional event that you can put out there for any promoter. PBC, Matchroom, whoever could get that. Obviously, PBC's got that. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Well, boy. Rumors, the 23rd of December, there's going to be a big event in Saudi Arabia. They're saying AJ possibly fighting Otto Allen,
Okay.
and Wilder fighting Joseph Parker. Wow, wow. That's big. That is big. Not gonna lie. I'm looking forward to Wilder and Joseph Parker, because that's a serious fight. I'm not too sure if it's going to be main event. I think it might be co-main event. I think main event might be AJ.
Ooh, look, Palamos Music's got involved straight away. Big up to you. So please explain to me this fight in Saudi, Eubank versus Ben, and AJ will be in the undercard. Is that what you're saying, cuz?
No. So my understanding is that before Fury had an amazing fight with what's his name, Ngannou, he was supposed to fight Usyk on the 23rd of December, but that fight's not happening no more. It's been postponed till, I believe, February. But Saudi, as it's Riyadh season, there's going to be a big event on the 23rd of December. So you're going to have the likes of Matchroom, Queensberry, and Boxer, or Top Rank, some of their fighters fighting on that show. Now, this is weird because obviously you're going to have the likes of Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren in the same room. And not just that, who is going to broadcast the show? Do you know what I mean? How I see it, let's just say, could be wrong, don't think I am, but let's say if AJ is going to be the main event, then surely DAZN will have to have the rights for that fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. But what's obviously, look, even Lucy saying it, I'll believe it. Look, it's true. It's one of those things where we just need to see. Let's see it happen. Let's see. What is the point? Get AJ and Wilder in Saudi. This is what everyone's looking for, cuz.
I think this is what I think. I think they couldn't afford Wilder and AJ the same time as Usyk and Fury. So because Usyk and Fury ain't happening no more, they still want this event to take place. And now how I see it, Wilder last time he fought was when? Last year. Yeah. So he's been inactive for over a year. AJ's been active. He's had 2 fights, so in December will be his 3rd fight in the year. So the way I see it, it's a warm-up fight, and if it does happen, then I believe because they're gonna both be on the same show, they can have a face-off, and then it can make a bigger fight for 2024. I believe AJ vs Wilder will be bigger than WrestleMania.
Yeah, because you're speaking my language right now when you're talking about WWE, WrestleMania, and look, Bukayo Saka's saying Saudi can't afford it. Look, we know they can afford it.
Everybody was talking about Undisputed, Fury and Usyk. Yeah, remember we haven't had an undisputed heavyweight champion for over 20 years. Now that was going to be a big fight. Apparently they were looking at 100 million. I'm not too sure, but that's what I heard. But AJ and Wilder, I believe commercially it does bigger numbers, like pay-per-view buyers, but I'm not too sure if Saudi wanted them. Well, I don't think Fury wanted AJ and Wilder on his undercard. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. And look, Palamos is a very, very fair point. He's saying everyone's chasing Saudi dollars. Seems like it's ruining boxing ever more. I just think that, they're becoming the powerhouses, not just for boxing, but for sport. You obviously saw the World Cup, in the Middle East, and you're seeing other global events happening. So it's just the times that we're in right now. But I don't think it's not ruining the sport, but in a way they're kind of pushing it forward further.
That's what I'm saying. They're making these fights happen because, like, look, Thingy made a valid point the other day. Oscar De La Hoya, he said all of these promoters, we need to get together and make these fights happen. But due to pride and ego, they're not making the fights happen. So Saudi, I don't blame Saudi. They're like, well, look, we can fund it. Let's make it come here. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Lucy's obviously saying that's like 6 to 7 weeks from now. No way they pull that together. Look, we've seen, all sorts happening in boxing this year. But one thing we can say is that the boxing world has been happy with boxing so far. We've had back-to-back events this year. And I'm just looking forward to this month as well. We've got, a few events happening. We've got, obviously, Chantel Cameron versus Katie Taylor. El Chapo is going to be defending her undisputed championship back in Ireland. And I think, that's going to be a repeat as well. And because we've just got events. We've got so many events. Yeah. I'm just gassed. I can't even lie.
Also, on that event, I'm hearing Daniel Dubois might be fighting Derek Chisora or Baby Miller.
Whoo! What? Baby Miller? Big Baby Miller?
Personally, I think it should be Miller and AJ.
Yep. We've been calling unfinished business. Hey, look, Eddie, if you're listening, Big Baby Miller, AJ, unfinished business. Get that at Madison Square Garden. If you can't, Riyadh season, man. Let's have it back there in Saudi Arabia.
So
unfinished business.
What happens if AJ and Wilder both losers?
There's no party, man. There's no party, cuz.
No party.
Yeah, so there's no party.
If they both lose, or if one loses, the AJ and Wilder fight ain't happening.
Yeah, no party, man. I don't think no party.
That's no party. What's the point? I mean, what's the point?
Look, Palamos is saying BNG Miller fanboy. Look, you know what it is? We just love the energy. Honestly, just love the energy of Big Baby Miller. I've said it a few times on shows that he just brings that WWE energy, man. Like he's got the mic skills. He definitely can, promote a fight. And I think, if he's going to get in there with AJ, we're going to see all sorts coming out from his mouth, man. He's going to make it exciting. And I think he kind of gets that anger out of AJ, man. I think that from the last time that they were supposed to fight, you saw the kind of things he was saying. And AJ kind of looked like, I can't wait to smash this guy's face in. So, yeah. And Tony Ellis is saying, I've seen Dubois might be fighting Chisora, because that would be a good fight. Daniel Dubois fighting on a matchroom card. Hey.
So my understanding that this event is not a matchroom card. It's not a Queensberry card. It's just literally, Saudi. They're doing a big event and they're having these fighters participating. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not too sure, who.
Stream it.
Oh yeah. So I'm assuming if AJ is the main event for the show, then I'm assuming it might go to the zone. I'm not too sure.
Ooh, so better have a backup plan if you have Miller fighting. Nah, you know what? No, Miller's good, man. I reckon Miller's ready. He's faced the punishment. He's done it, and he's back in boxing, man. So, look, it's just part of the game, unfortunately. Look, the rules is there for a reason, and look, he's back. So look, I can't wait to see him. Tony Ellis is obviously saying have Chisora and Dubois on the, so having Chisora and Dubois on the same. Have they got the same trainer? How is that going to happen? Okay, I get. Yeah. What do you think?
I think I've forgotten his name now. What was the trainer's name again? Charles. I think it was a one-off with Triple D. I'm not too sure. But in my understanding, I don't think Chisora is with Charles anymore. Because remember his last fight, it was somebody else was his coach. It wasn't Charles, Don Charles.
Don Charles.
But either way, that's going to be a good fight. I mean, that's going to be a good fight. No. Wilder and Joseph Parker, mate, that's a serious fight.
Yeah, that'll be a good.
It's
a good fight for Wilder to come back to, though. I reckon it's a good fight.
Joseph Parker, he's changed his style now. He's a puncher. Wow. I mean, how do you see that one going?
Wilder, man. Bronze bomber. Once he hits that big shot, It's lights out, baby. You know how he says it. Like, I know Wilder, once he gets guys with that shot, especially when he's very, very confident, I think when he goes into fights and he knows that the other person can't hurt him, yeah, that's when, you're going to see a madness, man.
So, AJ, obviously, in the past, he struggled with southpaw, even though, you know, the best southpaw he fought was Usyk. How do you see him struggling a bit with Otto Wallen? Because he's a southpaw. Otto Wallen, he gave Fury problems a few years ago. He cut his eye.
Yeah, you know what? You kind of got to give it up to the matchmakers in this, man. If they're gonna actually make that a card, you got to big them up for that, because there's two fighters that could, you know, there can be a banana peel for these fighters where they could slip, but then it's also a good challenge for them as well. So look, it's another southpaw for Joshua. I think he's had enough experience now, you know, being in the ring with Usyk twice. I'm sure he's sparred, you know, endless of, you know, southpaw fighters. He should be prepared, because if he wants a fight with Wilder, Fury, or Usyk again, he's gonna have to win these fights, man. He's gonna have to win these fights.
I just, you know, I'm actually gassed just to think AJ and Wilder in the same show, in the same room, the same building. God, this event, right? It's a Royal Rumble event.
Yeah.
Winner will then go to WrestleMania 2024. This is more. But just deep it. They're both gonna be on the same undercard. Just mad. It's like I said, if AJ is fighting on the main event, once Wilder has done his business, he's sitting down watching AJ. Do you know how crazy that is?
No, it's mad. It's mad. Look, Lucy's obviously saying pick Wilder, but he's getting up there and he never fights. Could be an upset. Look, I think Wilder's gonna definitely, you know, be ready for that, man. And like you said, cuz I don't think it's more of a Royal Rumble. I kind of see it as it's the two events before WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's Royal Rumble. It was Royal Rumble, then No Way Out, and then WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, you're G. You're G. You're G. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh yeah, you're right. Then No Way Out is Wilder and Joshua, and then WrestleMania has to be, you know, for that title, man. And during that time, Usyk and Fury should have, you know, done whatever they needed to do.
Well, there you go. So, all right. So, what basically you're saying is AJ Wilder, winner, challenges Fury Usyk for the belts.
Yeah, or whatever happens. I reckon their fight needs to be for the like whoever wins this fight needs to have a chance to win the belts again, man. Do you know what I mean? And look, cause Palamos Music's obviously asking, did anyone watch AJ doc with Blue Peru on on BBC iPlayer? Cause we spoke about this off air, but you know, you might as well let the viewers know.
All I'm saying is, I ain't gonna spoil it. Just watch it. It's actually interesting. It's really good. It's really good. But my question is the hunger still there? Does he still want to fight? How long does he want to fight for? Because at the end of the day, he's achieved a lot. Like I said, from Olympics to world champions to, you know, bringing British boxing heavyweight back on the map, you know, giving people opportunities, etc. Done it all, and you're 34, mate. That's a big achievement, and you're worth over 200 million. Jeez,
yeah. No, AJ's done his thing. That's why I've got no doubts about his career. What he's done thus far in his career, he can retire now if he wants to, but you know, he's still got that hunger to be. I think it's 3-time champion, right? 3-time. Yeah, 3-time champion. So let's see if you can do it. Let's see if you can do it, cuz.
Sorry, but just deep it. AJ and Wilder. Joseph Parker vs Wilder. AJ vs Otto Wallen or Miller. Dubois vs Chisora or Miller. Dude, this is a big event. This is that. No, that event,
what would you name it? What would you name it if you're a promoter?
electrifying event.
Jeez.
Superstars, bro. This is big, you know. Listen, 2 days before Christmas. This is amazing.
It's true, isn't it? Yeah, that is going to be 2 days before Christmas. Yeah. Look, I've heard about Wilder fighting Ngannou, fighting Nate Diaz in MMA. Look, I think Wilder is open to MMA, but I just think he needs to do these fights before MMA. If he's hungry to do MMA, just tick off Joshua, tick off a Usyk fight, and then he can, you know, do whatever he wants afterwards, man. I think for the fans, we need those fights, man.
Yeah, but will the money be there? Will they pay him enough money? Because remember, MMA fighters, they're not even getting paid that much money. And not even that, you're like, look, Wilder, he's got model legs. Like, you know, they'll snap it. I know he's going there to strike, but these like MMA fighters, they're smart. They know what they do. They know what Wilder carries. That, you know, but Wilder's not a wrestler. I mean, come on. I mean, I don't know. It's easier said than done, but come on. Them legs. Ooh. Martin Bakoli and Herkovich. Yo.
Yeah, that would be.
That's a big fight.
Yeah, that would be massive.
That's a big fight because Herkovich, he's mandatory for IBF.
Yep, for the IBF title.
If Bakoli, Kongle's brother, if he beats Herkovich, he's next in line to challenge Usyk or Fury. Oh my gosh! Listen, this is getting better. Oh, whoa!
Okay.
Yeah, hey.
Sure. 38 years old, picking up MMA. Yeah, it's a bit of a madness.
Never say too late yet, but it's just like, it's just the same way I said, like, look, Ngannou, I know he had a good fight with Fury. You know, in my opinion, you know, he won that fight. I understand why they gave it to Fury, but Fury probably just had a bad day in the office. But like I said, Ngannou, you know, they're offering him money to fight the likes of Wilder, AJ. You know, I'll say do it now, because if Ngannou was to fight, let's just say a British level champion and beat Ngannou, I see his stock's going down, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, listen, 23rd of December. That's what I'm saying. 23rd of December. Whew. Yeah, man. Anything else you'd like to add on before we, you know, go?
Nothing really to add. Obviously, boxing now, we're just seeing a lot of news pop up as we go along anyway. But guys, we just want to continue to just give you guys shows. We want to keep giving you guys 4+ shows a week, and the schedule keeps moving. The train keeps moving, and the next show is obviously on Monday. Green Diamond Boxing. We've got Aisha with Denzel Bentley, Too Sharp. He's coming back on the iBoxingHub channel, and look, I can't wait for him to, you know, bless the channel again, man. So big up, and we got another roundup on Wednesday, 7:30, same time. RnR Hour has been back. It's been consistent, so I've been happy with that. So catch them. They're obviously going to be back on Thursday, and yeah, I'm just excited, cuz, man. Boxing, non-stop boxing.
Yeah, and remember to like, share, and subscribe. Peace and love.
It's another bang. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. I start my card with a sweet one, please. Someone